Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday here. This is the Hoops Hour with the big man on campus. Welcoming you in here on a Monday after the Super Bowl. Hope you're having a great day and your week has started on a high note. We are ready to embark on another week. Another week here in Hoops as we hope to continue the hot mojo. Overall, we had a solid week last week. And looking to add more to it this week as we get closer and closer and closer to March. You look at the last 6 days for me. I had a nice night. I believe I went. What did I go? 5-2 last week. 4-2. It was a fun week, and we gave some winners out here on the show. Also, we had a couple good ones. So hopefully we'll continue to fire out and have good weeks and kind of get back into the black here, which we are. We fought all the way back from where I was at the start of the season, and people are really starting to cash in here on the show as well. So always hit the like button and subscribe to what we're doing here on this channel as well. We do this show every day at this point at 4:30. Make sure you're checking it out every day. Let's get into some things here on this Monday. We welcome in Vinny, James, Ryan, Robbie, Sacktown, Julio, Robbie Tops, Melvin, George, Troy, Blake, Russ, Bobby, Troy, Lawrence, Jesse, Ray Yergs, Melvin, Marco, Eric, Juan, Dan, Sunil, Corey, Marco. Hit the like button. Jordan, Adam, Corey, Edgar. What's up, everybody? I'm seeing some new names as well, which is nice. It's always good to get new people in here that stumble across the channel or just found out about it. So thank you for joining me, guys, every day. Let's start out here. We'll start out on what's up, Mike Milley? Mike's checking in from Miami. Shadows in here. Brett, Pedro, Salty, Trenton. Let's get into the card here, guys. I'll go over every game here, try to give you an opinion on each one. We will start it out, and then I want to get into a show I watched over the weekend, and I want to tell we're also going to have a little contest here at the end of the show, so stick around for that. We'll get to a play of the day as well here on the card. Louisville and Virginia Tech. Louisville getting 4 throughout most of the books. There are some 4.5s out there as well. This line was 5 earlier today. Don't have real sharp money on this game. You actually have a nice 50-50 ticket split for the most part. But it looks like some of the sharper bets are coming in on Louisville. You look at this game, obviously Virginia Tech coming off the weird game against NC State. Virginia Tech's going to have to face the music now that Justin Robinson is out for the foreseeable future. Justin Robinson is a senior. He's a point guard. He's very important to what they do. I mean, you look at the fact that he didn't play against North Carolina State, and this team scored 47 points. You look at the fact that he played against Miami at 17, at 35 against Hughes, 17 against Carolina. This is a guy that they really need in the lineup, and without him, I think they're going to have some problems. We forget, guys, that everything was overshadowed this weekend because NC State only had 24 points, but I mean Louisville only scored, or Virginia Tech only scored 47 points. They were 9 for 24 from 2, 7 for 21 from 3. They had 12 turnovers, which isn't terrible, but they didn't play that well either. So without Justin Robbins, it's a big loss. And this is kind of a game where now you're facing a real legitimate team, a team that's playing great basketball right now. I know they lost to Carolina, but that was a revenge game for Carolina, a game that was pretty notorious. Louisville, I think, is a real interesting team. I really like Louisville. I like them a lot. I think they're a good group. I think they have a lot of really good pieces. They play great defense. They're very good from the three-point line defensively, which against Virginia Tech, you need to be. You look at Virginia Tech, 40% of their points come from the three-point line. They're third in the country in three-point percentage. You look at Louisville, a very good defensive team from the three-point line, only allowing opponents to make 32.5% of their threes. You look at in conference, they're number 3 in the ACC. And you got to remember, guys, I mean, they're dealing with the likes of Duke and Virginia in this conference. So to be third is pretty fantastic, frankly. They're going to need to do that tonight. I think if they can, I think they can win this game. I really worried tonight about Virginia Tech without Robinson. You look at Jordan Nwora, Stephen Enoch have been terrific. They've had a lot of production in this team, and I really love Chris Mack. I think he's a great coach. So a lot to worry about if you are a Vatek fan or backer tonight. Let's keep it moving here. Penn State, Northwestern. To me, I looked at Penn State here, and I think, you finally – you waited for them to kind of show out, and they did against Purdue, but they lost. You look at Penn State. I mean, they've lost 8 games in a row. You look at the last 3 games. Hey, you look at the last 4 games. All have been decided by 9 points or less. And let's be honest, the 9-point game against Purdue was not a true indication of the game. I really think, and again, this isn't a big-time play to me, but I think Penn State goes on the road and wins tonight at Northwestern. This line is backtracking. You have a lot of money on Northwestern, yet the line's going the other way. This Northwestern team's not playing well right now. They're having trouble scoring. I think just a lower-scoring game, and I think getting 3.5 here is going to be valuable tonight. I've not been a big Northwestern fan either, really. I mean, let's be honest. How well has this team really played? I mean, are they 3.5, 4 points better than Penn State? I don't think they are. I think it's a flat spot for Northwestern. I think for one thing you get about Penn State is they always play hard. I mean, they don't really ever come up flat. They're not really in that way of doing things. They can't really be. Adam 26, what's happening? Thanks for joining us. Corey checking in. Eric checking in. Christofferson, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it. Eric says flat spot for Penn State. I don't agree with that. I don't think Penn State really has flat spots. I just don't. I think they are in a good spot here tonight. Thank you, Mike Butler. Appreciate it. What's up, Sean? Chris Carter, Joe, Lewis, Big Win Sports. Thanks for joining us. Let's keep it moving here on the card. Iowa State, Oklahoma. Talked about this game a bit earlier with our guest, Mike Randall. We had him on the radio show. He liked Iowa State. I got to disagree. I kind of like the home dog here. Maybe I'm becoming, and I haven't really bet Oklahoma, so I haven't been really stubborn with them, but I just don't really think Iowa State does a ton that's really going to bother Oklahoma. I think you can exploit Oklahoma on the block. I don't know that Iowa State has anyone that can do that. I kind of think Oklahoma's worth a look here at home tonight. I think if I could get 3, I might buy on Oklahoma. I mean, I think teams that can obviously beat you up down low, I think they'll beat Oklahoma and have success, but I'm not sure that Iowa State can do that. The guard play should be great in this game. I think you see some points here. I think this game could get over as well. West Virginia, Texas Tech. I mean, West Virginia is obviously going to have a lot of trouble tonight. No Beetle Bolden in the lineup. I mean, he's still out. Kanate's still out as well. The first game these two teams played was quite close. Texas Tech, I have to figure at this point, I think they're pretty pissed off after Saturday's game. They didn't play well in that game. But you just wonder, can Texas Tech win a game like this, this kind of margin? I think the line's kind of telling you something. This kind of tells me that Texas Tech's going to win big tonight. Like by 20. That's what this line tells me. I mean, they just got beat by 16, and now they're back at home, and they don't score a ton, and they're laying 12 on 12 here in a conference game. So, it wouldn't surprise me tonight if West Virginia doesn't score 55 points. Seriously. I wouldn't be surprised at all. First time these two teams played, it was a 3-point win for Texas Tech. You look at in that game, though, James Bolden, you didn't really have it. Didn't really do a ton. Only played 20 minutes. Only had 9 points. But you also look at what he could do on the defensive end. What he can do from a ball handling perspective. I don't love this spot for West Virginia. on the road. Fairfield and Siena, I don't really bet much in this conference. Fairfield's obviously not what they were last year. They had a guy named Tyler Nelson. They were a really decent team in the MAC, but not this year. Siena actually fights. They play pretty well, but I have no interest in this conference. Marist Canisius, nothing on this game either. Lean Canisius. Montana State, Northern Colorado. Montana State playing some okay basketball lately, heading out to a team in Northern Colorado that is pretty good. And this Northern Colorado team is solid on offense. They've won, 5 of 6 or 4 or 5. They're playing great basketball. Defensively continues to be a problem. You wonder if Montana State can go on the road. They've lost 4 of 5, and a lot of these games have been against teams that are a bit better than they are. They've lost to Weber, they've lost to Montana, they've lost to Northern Colorado, but all these games have been close. I think with Tyler Hall and with Harold Fry, they're always in games. If you're going to give me, let's say, I don't know, 8.5 points, I like Montana State a bit here. I think this is too many points. Northern Colorado doesn't play good enough defensively to warrant this. And this Northern Colorado team is just an average defensive team. So I would tread lightly with this game. Do I think they can win by 5 to 7? Sure, but 8+? Yeah, I'm not running to the window to do that. What else do we have here? Northern Arizona, Eastern Washington. No real opinion. Both these teams are pretty bad. Southern Utah, Idaho. I mean, anytime Southern Utah is laying points, I think you got to look to bet against it. I know Idaho is not great, but I mean, is Southern Utah really 4.5 points better than anybody? Idaho is bad. I mean, that's kind of the crux of it. The Vandals have struggled this year. They don't have a lot of scoring. Just don't have much, in the way of scoring the basketball. So I would avoid that one as well. Colgate Lehigh, fascinating game here. And I'm going to take Colgate. I think Colgate hangs around. Wouldn't be surprised if they win this one. I know Lehigh's obviously in revenge here. They're at home, but the truth about Lehigh is I just don't think they're very good on defense. I think Colgate is a team that bothers them because Colgate can slow the pace. They can play very, very methodical. That's what the Raiders like to do, and that was one of the reasons they beat Lehigh by 13 in Colgate. They basically limited the three-point line. Lehigh didn't have a lot of success shooting the three, and when Lehigh doesn't have a lot of success shooting the three, they don't win games. They're not a good defensive team, and they don't have a great two-point offense. So for me, I think if Colgate can just slow the tempo down and kind of play at their pace, they will have success and hang around in this game. Will Raymond, a good player. Jordan Burns, the guard there, he's been good for them. They got this Lithuanian kid, Rapolis Ivanauskas. He's been a big help for them down low as well for Matt Langle's team. Don't be surprised if Colgate not only hangs around but wins this game. One thing we know about Lehigh, they are a decent team to watch, but they aren't a team that wins by wide margins. They don't do a great job defending, and it seems to always be interesting. I'm willing to think that Colgate can hang around in this game, but it is a clash in styles, and it's always a tough game to really call because you just don't know who's going to be able to establish the tempo. But yeah, we'll see on that one. Not in love with it. What's up, Martin Richards, Tug Welsh, S.J. Dilla checking in. I made you a better capper. Good, glad to hear it. West Virginia team total under 62. Yeah, I think it has a good shot. Definitely. What's up, Jar Jar, Guan, Michael, Jordan? Yeah, you have to. You got to, Chris. You got to feel them out, buddy. You can't be caught with them. You can't bet against my man Jordan Cohen. Well, don't then. But sometimes bettors fall too in love with guys, and they end up getting burned. So, again, Lehigh is not winning games by wide margins. I don't think these teams are 5 points different. So, just a thought. do want to check something here. Also, guys, again, please like the show and subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you don't ever miss a show. That's obviously very important. Make sure you do that. We're also seeing a comment. Jordan Burns might not play tonight for for Colgate. So there you go. I'm not sure how he knows that, but I guess he's been out. I haven't bet a ton of Colgate and I haven't really kept up a ton with them, but I've seen them play. So we'll see. I mean, if Jordan, yeah, again, I just don't. I know people want to trust a lot of this injury stuff, but anymore, I feel like if there is a concern with injury, you maybe just want to avoid that game. I mean, getting injury news is like getting a weather report. I mean, sometimes it's true and sometimes it's not. The injury stuff has been horrible. It's been hard to track, and it's been hard to really keep up with. But Burns hasn't played for a few games here. I'm seeing, so obviously that makes sense. The only game I really looked at with Colgate this year was they played a game against South Florida back around Thanksgiving, and I looked into them a bit then. But generally under Langle, they're very very dependent on slowing the pace, and they've won 2 out of 4 without Burns. So be that for what it is. They beat Lafayette, who's obviously a pretty decent team, and they beat Army as well. So can they still hang in this game? I think they can. What's up, Fernando? We already talked about Lehigh. I'm good, Brendan. How are you? Good point, Rob Job. They could be flat. It's a great point. They played a very tough game Saturday. Had to come back. Played an overtime game the other game. Great call on the John Bon Jovi prop. Thank you, Jake. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was a good one. They showed him right around just after halftime. They came back from break, and he was sitting directly behind Robert Kraft. Thank you, Sino. Appreciate it. Let's keep it moving here. We're going to get down to these MEAC and SWAC games. I'm not going to give a ton on these games just because, again, I don't really bet on these games until late February, early March, when you start seeing the rubber meeting the road in this conference. North Carolina A&T, Bethune-Cookman should be a good game, should be a lower scoring game. But to me, North Carolina A&T is interesting because they are one of the teams in this conference that can shoot the basketball. That's one thing I like about A&T. They always are very solid shooting the ball under Jay Joyner. They've actually done a nice job. You look at the game against Florida A&M, they didn't shoot the ball well and they lost. But, overall, they're not a bad shooting team. They do a pretty nice job. They're pretty good two-point offense as well. One thing about Bethune-Cookman that we have to talk about is they're not a good offensive team. They get to the line, but they just don't make their free throws. The one thing that they can stay in games with is they are a pretty good rebounding team. They're a pretty big team as well. Chantrez Davis, Clettra Pope, both those guys are really good around the basket. They do a nice job of cleaning it up, but they're just not a very good offensive team. They really thrive off offensive rebounds. You look at Bethune-Cookman, they're actually quite good rebounding the basketball. I think they're, as far as offensive rebound percentage, I think they're like 30th in the country. They do a nice job rebounding the ball, but that's one of the only reasons they really stay and win games. So I would definitely tread lightly with Bethune. I think tonight maybe taking a shot with A&T could be worth a look, getting 2.5 here. South Carolina State, Delaware State, both these teams are very poor. But I think one thing about South Carolina State, I mean, this is another case of, are they really any better than Delaware State? South Carolina State's 4-19. Delaware State is 3-18. Delaware State is probably the worst offense in the country. Like, the worst. Like, they have literally nothing. Like, they're 353rd in two-point offense. That's dead last. They go really fast, and they're really skitsy, and that's about it. South Carolina State, on the other hand, here's the thing about South Carolina State, though. The one thing where I feel like they're just a bit better in, South Carolina State almost exclusively is a slash type of team. They get to the basket and they go to the line. They're actually quite good, 71st in the country at getting to the free throw line. You also look at the fact that they make 73% of their free throws, which is big. MEAC teams don't really do that. You look at South Carolina State, they cannot defend without fouling. They're putting opponents on the line a ton. That could be a big difference in this game. I just have no interest in Delaware State ever. I don't care that South Carolina State isn't much better. They do have one thing. They get to the line and they can rebound their misses. So in that case, I'd want to get away from the points. I'm not crazy about laying points with South Carolina State, but they should be able to take care. Plus, they do have a pretty good bench. So, on paper, you might not think maybe why is South Carolina State a 4-point favorite, but in turn, they actually are way better than Delaware State. Delaware State are shocking. Two terrible teams here: Savannah State and Maryland Eastern Shore. Maryland Eastern Shore, I believe, is actually rated the worst team in the country, according to Ken Pomeroy. 353 Maryland Eastern Shore. Slight lean to Savannah, I think, just because they can get hot. But trusting Savannah State is like trusting a thief with your money. And it's just not really. It's not really a good idea. NC Central, Florida A&M. I like NC Central. I've talked about that. I bet on them last week. I gave a free pick out on the show, and they came through. I'm not in love with them on the road. I'm also not in love with the fact that they're just not a great foul shooting team. Frankly, they kind of piss you off. They seem good on paper, but they just struggle. But I love Lavelle Moten. I'm always looking to bet on him. They are off a win this weekend on the road, which I was happy about. They hadn't won on the road really for a couple weeks, but they went on the road and took care of Bethune-Cookman. They're doing the Saturday to Monday Florida trip. So I think anytime I can get a coach like Lavelle Moten as a dog in this conference, I'm very interested. So I lean Central here, +2. Alabama A&M, Texas Southern. Texas Southern is light years better than everyone in this conference. They're well coached. They just are frankly just way better. Johnny Jones, a great coach. They go quick. They score a ton of points. They should have no trouble with Alabama A&M tonight. Alabama A&M is the worst team in this conference, and it's not close. Dylan Howard's team does literally nothing well. In fact, I mean, they're probably one of the 5 worst teams in the country. And they got to go on the road here. So, yeah, I mean, Texas Southern should win by 20 plus. Alabama State, Prairie View A&M. Another good team down in the South. The SWAC is Prairie View. Prairie View is a pretty good team also. And they've won a lot of games in a row, too. They're playing great basketball right now. Could really dethrone Texas Southern this year down in the SWAC. Good team. Gary Blackston, a great player. Devontae Patterson, a great player. They're playing some great basketball, and they're scoring a ton of points. This is a tough matchup here for an Alabama State team that, cannot score. I don't know what else to say about Alabama State. They can't score. The one thing they do well is shoot the three, and Prairie View A&M is one of the better three-point defenses in the country. Surprisingly enough, Prairie View 51st in the country in three-point defense. Really like what A&M can do. They're playing great basketball right now. They're scoring a ton. I really like them. I really like what they're doing. And they're actually going to be my play of the day here on the show. I like Prairie View tonight. I think they get it done. You look at Alabama State. Got walloped the other night at Texas Southern. They had to do the good old Saturday, Monday away game. It's a tough spot in this conference. And Prairie View is playing some really good basketball. They're blowing teams out, too, is what you love. You look at the last 4 games for Prairie View. Beat Grambling 83-66, beat Mississippi Valley 79-63. 89-78, beat Arkansas Pine Bluff 79-63, and A&M 81-65. I just don't think Alabama State. I think they're going to fade here towards the end of this one, and I think they're going to get the job done. Alabama State, just the way they run offense, just doesn't really constitute success against a really hot Prairie View A&M team. So I'm going to lay the 7.5 here in the game with Prairie View. I'm going to lay 7.5 with Prairie View here against Alabama State, against the Hornets. Final game, Jackson State, Pine Bluff. I mean, two bad teams. Jackson State can't score. They're one of the typical SWAC teams, just horrendous. They actually have played pretty well, though. They've won 4 of 6. They've done it with defense. And I think that's one of the reasons in this game you obviously want to look under the number. This total's low for a reason. I think first to 60 will win. This is a game I considered for my play of the day, under the number. I think, again, first to 60 will win this game. Slight lean Jackson State, but they are at home. I go under 125 here in this one. So there you go. All the games broken down. There is absolutely no one that can do a show like what I just did. No one. No one can break games down that way. No one knows anything about the MEAC or SWAC. It's me. Don't buy into this crap that people do. They can't. Naming a player or two doesn't mean you know what you're talking about. How are these teams going to play? How are they going to do? How are they going to do against the other team? So, good luck. If you feel free and you want to, have fun with them, feel free to tail accordingly. So yeah, there you go. All the games. All right, guys. If you have any overall basketball questions, feel free to send them in. Again, guys, don't ask me about stuff. If I didn't say it, I don't care. I don't have an opinion on it. I didn't. I don't have an opinion on Louisville under. That's why I didn't give it out. So yeah, we're gonna go with that. Couple comments here. Big man, I missed the Right Side of Campus show. Listened every day. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, we'll miss it too, unfortunately. Do you find Meek Mill partying with the Patriots after they won the Super Bowl is disrespectful? I'm from Philly, and I did very much so. No, I don't, and I'll tell you why. If you know anything about Meek Mill, he's very close to Michael Rubin, who in turn is very close to Robert Kraft. They were very integral in getting Meek Mill out of prison and really fighting for him. And I think Meek realizes that, and Meek owes them a lot. And I have no problem. I don't think he partied with anyone. You have to remember, guys, Meek Mill earns a living. He's got to make money. I'm sure he was paid handsomely for it. They took care of him when he was at his lowest point. I have no problem with it. It'd be very similar if any other rapper did it. Do I like the fact that he was partying with the Patriots? No, but I understand. If I owed my life to someone that got me out of jail, Michael Rubin is a billionaire. Robert Kraft is a billionaire. They are who you want to hang out with. And I'm very happy and proud that Meek has done that. You got to understand, Meek comes from the absolute bottom. Where Meek is from, people don't get out of that. And where Meek was a year ago, people don't get out of that. And that's why in this city we love Meek so much, because he is what a lot of people are in this town. And he is a great role model for a lot of people. I know people, well, he's a criminal. He's not a criminal anymore. He made mistakes when he was a kid, and he got out of it. And he owes a lot to those two. And I have no problem with the fact that he was probably paid handsomely to do that. He's good friends with Michael Rubin. It's been very documented. I wouldn't be disrespected by it. Meek loves the Eagles. Meek is an Eagle fan. He's a Sixer fan. He's a Philly fan. He was at the Super Bowl, quite like everyone else was. I don't think we ever have to worry about Meek Mill not buying into Philly. So wouldn't worry about that. What else do we have here? But I understand why you'd be upset, but I thought I'd kind of explain that. What's up, WW Train? Sean's tailing. Good stuff. Grambling doesn't play tonight. J. Cole, be nice. You don't have to tell me to be nice. I know how to talk. The Super Bowl, did it treat me well? I didn't really get involved. Again, I made it clear if St. Louis or if the LA Rams didn't get to 3, I wasn't totally into it. So, I had some fun with the props. I'm not sure how that makes any sense to what are you talking about, Joey? How does that have any connection to Tekashi 6ix9ine? What are you talking about? Joey, I want you to explain what you're talking about, because we're through the games and now we're able to talk about stuff. What are you talking about? Well, by that logic, free 6'9". And what are you talking about? How does that have any connection to Meek Mill? Tekashi 6'9" and Meek Mill are are not even on the same level. You must explain what you're talking about. I don't know what that means. Michael Kelman, first time at a great show. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. Glad to have you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and you don't miss a show. Jason B. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. 69 is a rat. Exactly. Which has no connection to Meek Mill. I mean, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. They're not even close to the same person. He's saying Meek. Well, he's an idiot. Meek ain't no rat. Come on. How could Meek rat? What did Meek rat on? Or who did he rat on? That's ridiculous. DMX. Thank you, DMX. You're too kind. You're looking for picks you missed. Well, then you should rewind, brother. You can rewind on this and re-listen to stuff. Guys, we're going to play a little game here. We like to have a little fun on this show. We did last week of, what did we talk about? Oh, the best question, which was fun. So, guys, listen. Today, I realized something, and I want to hear your opinion, and I want you to all tell me your opinion. What's one of the underrated things about life that you love? Like, what's something really underrated that we kind of forget about that you love? Because for me, it's fresh sheet day. Fresh sheet day is great. Now, most of you crumb bums out there, you don't change your sheets for weeks on end, which I find repulsive. I change them every 5 days. I love fresh sheets. I love cleaning. I love my house looking nice. I don't like shit everywhere. I like to really take care of my spot. I get it cleaned professionally. I'm just very careful with that. Fresh sheet day is king. Is there anything better than fresh sheets? It's just so great. I love them. I love fresh sheets. So what's your bi-weekly? That is so foul. It's not even funny. I change them every 5 days. It's so great. I love fresh sheets. Such a great thing. Getting a fresh haircut. That's a great one, DMX. The best response gets a prize. So make sure you get them out. Guan White is totally out of this discussion after that comment. He's bi-weekly? Come on, Guan, you got a girl. I can't believe she's supportive of that. Yeah, the haircut's great. That's a good one, Jason. I'm not a big fan of the dentist, but getting your teeth cleaned is a great one. Definitely make sure you're getting your teeth cleaned. I like watching, but you're a little harsh on people commenting. Clearly, I'm not talking about people commenting, Joe. Fuck, man. You take a Xanax. Go fuck off. Don't fucking listen then. Clearly, I'm not talking about you people. You know, Joe, you know what? You're out of here. I'm not putting up with that. I'm better than you. I sit on here every day, Joe, for an hour and go over every game. And you want to be a fucking tough guy and act like and say something stupid. Get the fuck out of here. Clearly, I met people that actually do that, you fuck. Get out of here. Beat it. I'm not putting up with that crap. And I don't care if you're a customer either. You're a customer of my site. That doesn't mean I have to put up with your crap on my chat. That's ridiculous. Get out of here, Joe. Beat it. I'm nothing but nice to everyone on here, and I treat people while I'm treated. And if you're a dick to me, I'm a dick to you. And if I'm nice to you and you're nice to me, I'm nice to you back. Don't fucking assume shit, Joe. I got a fucking problem with that. So see you later. And don't come begging to get unblocked either, because I'm not putting up with it. I'm nothing but nice in this show. I come on here. I don't get paid to do this. I come on here because I love this business and I love talking about basketball. And I go over every game, and I don't ever have an excuse either. Don't assume stuff, Joe. Let's get back to fun stuff. Matt Maddow. This is a good one. Changing into loose, unformal t-shirts or pajamas after a long day. That's a great one. That's a real good one. I don't do that anymore, but I remember how that felt. Taking a hot shower after being outside for 3 hours in 20-degree weather. That's a great one. People really underrate, like, having the ability to take a shower. You ever just stand in the shower and think to yourself, wow, I can clean myself whenever I want? Some people can't say that. Fresh air, that's a good one too. That's a real good one. No, I know, Gwan. I hear you. I love a fresh packed bowl of some high grade Kush. I think a lot of people do that, so I don't think that's like a special feeling. Trimming, yeah, we're not talking about that one. The best thing about life is when you're having a bad day, you put your hand on your heart and realize that it's beating. You know what, Ron John, you might have won. We take for granted that. I know I have with my health. You win, Ron. You're in the running right now. Joe Stark. Actually, Joe Stark ended up commenting on his stupid Takashi 6ix9ine point. So you're saying because Meek Mill has friends who are very wealthy that got him out of prison, people do the same for 6ix9ine. He's a young man who needs guidance. You know, you know what? I'm going to talk about that because that is fucking bullshit. He just needs guidance. You're serious with that? You actually are going to say that about 6ix9ine? He needs guidance. This is a grown man that knew the rigors of gang life. He went on the fucking internet and threatened people and called people out. And I remember people told him, cut it out. Cut doing that shit out. It's going to come back to haunt you. Do you know how many people are out there to guide people like him? Get a fucking grip, Joey. Seriously. This guy's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, and we need to fucking baby him on what not to do and what to do. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. It's cool to be like that, bro. And then when the shit hits the fan, and you get called out for being a fucking criminal, he wants to run to the fucking feds and shit his whole life out. Give me a fucking break, Joey. That's bullshit. Stop fucking giving people like him your support. He's a fucking crumb, and he belongs in jail for the rest of his life. I don't have any sympathy for people like him. Now, if he wanted to go make a mistake, that's on him. We make the right decisions, and you play in dirt, you get dirty. And I have a lot of friends that have played in dirt and got dirty, and I stick up for them. You know the difference between them, though? They're not guided. They're not in the spotlight. They don't have the ability to go to someone and say, how do I act? They don't have that. They don't have fathers that are around. They don't have any of that. How many fucking celebrities open their arms to Tekashi? How many? Tons of them. And this little fucking prick wanted to go out and do his own thing. So don't feed me that, oh, he was a misinformed youth. Get the hell out of here with that. Come on, dude. Cut it out. Don't stick up for people like him. He's a fucking snitch, and he should go fucking go away. That's what he should do. Do you know how many people would kill for his opportunity? But he wanted to stay in the game, and he wanted to keep hustling. Come on, man. Cut it out. Don't stick up for people like him. We have to stop making excuses for people. Oh, he's young. I get that. You make mistakes. But you know what not to do. And getting involved in a fucking RICO act, you know shouldn't be doing. I get people do it. But they're also not millionaires making money being rappers. I mean, it's just, he chose his life. He has to now live in it. And to go to the feds after all that is pathetic. Let's get back to some of the comments here. Blue FM Love. I love the sheets and haircut and cleaning. I feel the best once a time massage. That's a good one. I gotta get myself one of those. Time massage. Never have one of those. A nice shave. That's a good one, Shadow. Very underrated. Get a nice shave. DT Duggs kicking off my work boots for Nike slides. That's a great one also. What great comments here. All of you are winners. Putting on a brand new pair of sneakers is great. Good point. New sneaker smells a good one too. Watching big man smash a hater off the chat's very satisfying. Well, listen, when you assume shit and you start acting like an asshole, you're out of here. I'm very nice on this chat. I'm very nice to people in general. But if you're an asshole to me, I'm going to be one back. Your own bed after vacation. How about Matt? Matt's throwing out some good ones. The shower before bed every night. Yeah, I agree with that one. I don't know how people get in their bed without taking a shower. That's great, man. That's a great one. Fucking great one. I never take meals for granted. Great point. Has anyone multitasked and brushed their teeth in the shower? No. No. Leaving an important work presentation knowing you killed it. Good one. Good luck, Ryan. Hope you're killing it. Seeing your kids' happiness is priceless. I've never seen that. I don't have any kids, but I would imagine that would. The OGs tried with 69. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And you know what he did to them? He said, fuck you. I'm going to go rat you all out. Stop making excuses, Joey, for those kind of people. I get you make mistakes. I get you do stupid things. But there is no one that didn't try with that kid. How many motherfucking kids said, Chop, I've been here before. All you got to do is read Freeway Ricky Ross's book. Freeway Ricky Ross is a fucking plethora of knowledge. Go watch his stuff. Freeway Ricky Ross he should speak to every child in America. Every child. Because he is a stone cold, person that had to pay for what he did. Go read up people like him. Native Queen saying he's not a hustler. He broke all the rules. Exactly. Listen, at the end of the day, if you decide to get involved with that life, you play like a man and you fucking finish it. You don't run to the fucking cops whenever they pull you out of what you're doing. You stay like a man and you go do what you got to do. And if you don't want to go do it, then don't fucking do it. Go get a real job. Go get a fucking job and be like regular people. You want to go play in dirt? You know what? That's one of the best lines in The Wire when Jimmy McNulty said that. You play in dirt, you get dirty. So true. If you go out and you shoot people and you get caught, you don't say, well, that guy told me to do it. No, you went out and pulled the trigger. You decided to take that money, or you decided to be that guy that wanted to go do that stuff. It'd be the same thing if, you decided to go get food and the food wasn't good. If you read reviews and said, that food wasn't good, I should have known better. Those people said this food was bad. It's not their fault. You went and got it and you ate it. You should have known better. All this stuff, you can't make excuses for this. What's up, No Way? I don't get why SBR had to change the morning. Sportsfit was great. Now we have Donnie without Big Man. Yeah, listen. I just do what I'm told. When you walk through a sketchy neighborhood and people show you love rather than anything bad happening, that's a good one, Scott. You just got to be yourself. You act normal, people will treat you normal. A hot cup of cocoa on a winter day. It's a good one. Any hot drink is nice. Some of this stuff is obviously stuff that we already know is, great, but, some of this stuff is great. I think the best one was the heart one. Rad Rod, I think it was. Or Ron John. That's a good one. Ron John, hit me up on Twitter, man. DM me. We'll get you a prize. That's a good one. The heart one. That was a great one. Really enjoyed that one. A lot of great responses, though, guys. You guys are very You guys are very thoughtful. Did you see the MLS Finals had more people attend than the Super Bowl? I did not see that. Nut Flush Allen, what's happening, man? Thanks for joining us. Um, we'll be on for another minute or two, guys. Big man, I understand what you're saying. I was just stating that he's 22, but mine is waking up next to your old lady in the morning and getting it on. It's a good one. You don't want to take that one for granted. But Joey, I guess my point is, how does that connect to Meek Mill? Like they're totally different cases. Meek Mill was suppressed by a very unjust criminal justice system that kept him locked up for no legitimate reason. How is that connected at all to someone that committed crimes and was arrested, and now he's going to cooperate with the federal government? How is that even close to being correct? Joey, I take that opinion, I mean it, and don't ever say it again. It's really a bad opinion. I'm trying to help you here. It's not even close. In fact, it's actually kind of it's kind of rude, really. I mean, another man's strife, you're comparing to some punk that I just I don't get it. But Joey, listen, we all say bad things. I have, you have, everybody has. So yeah. Thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. No problem, buddy. Sandy Bailey, welcome in. Thanks for joining us. Thanks all of you guys for joining us. Always appreciative. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't ever miss a show. I will not be on tonight, guys. I was told by SBR that we won't be having the show tonight. It'll be back tomorrow. I believe they're bringing their all their stuff home. So make sure you join us tomorrow for the show. I'll probably be on Periscope at some point, so make sure you check that out. Also, I want to shout out to another just pathetic, barbaric story I saw over the weekend. After 6 days that inmates were in Brooklyn Metropolitan Detention Center with no food, heat, hot water, electricity. This is absolutely barbaric, pathetic conditions. No one's been allowed to shower. Inmates are being locked down in boxes for 7 days in a row. You don't treat animals this way. It's intolerable and it shouldn't happen. And it's a federal facility. Where's Donald Trump? Where are the people that, and this is my issue. It's not a racial situation. Where is the fucking president with all this shit? Where's the Bureau of Prisons at? Where are the people to fix this stuff? They are human beings at the end of the day. While some of them have committed crimes and some of them aren't even guilty of anything, why is this happening in this country? We don't live in a third world country. This is pathetic that people actually have to live like this. It's a jail. I understand that. But stop with the bullshit that these aren't human beings. They have fucking human rights. Pathetic. He's more worried about what's going on in everyone else's country. And if it was Obama, I would say the same thing. If it was, anybody, I'd say the same thing. I don't care who. It has nothing to do with the governor of New York or the mayor of New York. This is a federal facility. It has nothing to do with the mayor or the governor. This is a federal facility. It's run by federal government. It's a federal facility, Adam. It has nothing to do with the mayor or the governor. It's the president. It's the Bureau of Prisons that need to do something about this. Fucking go do something about it. Luckily, it's been fixed, I believe. I believe the stuff is back on, but that doesn't already help with the conditions that have already been present. Plus, it hurts COs. COs can get hurt from this shit. All right, guys, we're out of here. You have all have a great night. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll go with Prairie View. There will be our free play tonight, -7.5. You all have a nice night. I will be back tomorrow. See you later.